Snake! What was she fighting for? What am I fighting for? What are you fighting for?
It all went down 5 hours ago. Heavily armed soldiers occupied Shadow Moses Island, a remote island off the coast of Alaska. They presented Washington with a single demand, and they say that if it isn't met, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuclear missile?
I'm afraid so.
Oh my god, he's naked! Metal Gear Solid. There's a pretty elite echelon of games that truly require zero to little introduction. I'm talking about the Super Mario Bros, the fucking Halos, Knack 2. Games so incredibly iconic and pivotal that even just a tiny little glance at a silhouette could tell any casual game enjoyer exactly what they're looking at. Except that one. That one's just me.
Hello.
Created by a very silly man who truly needs little to no introduction. I'm talking about the H-I-D-E-O to the K-O. Wait, how do you spell this? Hideo Kojima. Writer, director, some would even say social media influencer. I would say social media influencer. This guy is the most entertaining Instagram account I have ever seen in my life. A human being so consistently in the conversation of absolute video game genius that even to utter his name in heresy would be to... I don't know. They'd probably, like, ban your PSN or something. Like, seriously, did you see the way this guy entered the stage at the Game Awards? Fucking define aura. But why is Kojima so praised? What could Kojima possibly have done to be labeled as the absolute, undisputed GOAT of video game creation? He made Metal Gear. Yeah, that's not a good sign. We begin our story in the distant future of 2005. The man you see currently enclosed within the confines of this submersible device is Solid Snake. Legendary infiltrator, world-famous saboteur. He's also a Fortnite skin. Here's just a quick little disclaimer I'm gonna throw up here. Metal Gear opens with a lot, and I mean a lot, of exposition. So just buckle up, lock in, we're gonna fly through this. The situation is dire. Roughly 5.5 hours ago, an Alaskan nuclear disposal facility located on Shadow Moses Island was hijacked by a small group of 6 rogue military super soldiers, also known as Foxhound. Our mission? Infiltrate the facility. Find out if the terrorists have the ability to launch a nuclear strike. Become a super duper awesome and badass sneaky guy. And also save some hostages too, I guess. There's a couple of hostages. All right, everything seems pretty grounded so far. Just a classic military hostage situation. Save the world from nuclear destruction, no big deal. Now, luckily, I did actually get a little bit of intelligence on the terrorists here, so, you know, we're just gonna look through this really quickly. First, there's Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Then we have Decoy Octopus, the master of disguise. After that, there's Vulcan Raven, the giant and powerful shaman. All right, you know, this actually all seems pretty normal so far. Then we have Psycho Mantis, the powerful user of psychokinesis, and we are officially no longer grounded. Just gonna go ahead and suspend that disbelief. Revolver Ocelot, the specialist in interrogation and formidable gunfighter. And finally, their leader, Liquid Snake. Wait, did you just say Liquid Snake?
Liquid Snake.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so to make sense of all this, we're gonna have to go back like 30 minutes. You see, Solid Snake here is actually a retired man. Back in the day, he worked as a secret soldier for the US government, saving the world, killing bad guys, battling giant mechs, you know, just the usual stuff. This is probably a good time to bring up the fact that this is not actually the first game in the series. Metal Gear Solid, the game we are covering today, is actually the third title in the Metal Gear franchise, as you can see from this diagram I made. However, our good buddy Kojima here made these two games in the late 80s with little to no video game design experience in the slightest, and let me tell you something. It's very apparent. However, both of these games are still incredibly canon, so I will be referencing them when necessary. I did play them. It was very difficult. Anyways, after forcing him out of his home, stripping him from all of his clothes, and shoving him into an interrogation room, the US government gets on their hands and knees and begs Solid Snake to come back. Which, like, I feel like there was a better way we could have gone about that. Now, unsurprisingly, Snake really has zero interest in going out and saving the world again. Considering the fact that he's quite literally kissed death himself already a million times, he doesn't really want to go out again and, you know, probably die. However, there was one little detail that was kind of sparking his interest.
Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake. Here's a photo of him. Pretty shocking, huh? His skin tone is different, but otherwise you two are exact duplicates.
Shit. Yeah, you know, I gotta say, that was a pretty convincing argument. The terrorists have one single demand. If the US government does not give them the corpse of Big Boss, the greatest soldier to ever live, and the original leader of Foxhound within the next 24 hours, then, well, I think you know what's probably gonna happen next. Now, viewer, I'm sure you're thinking the same thing that I was thinking, which is, why don't they just give them this guy's corpse? I mean, it's just some guy. It can't be that big of a deal, right? Oh my god, you have no clue. You see, way back in the day, Big Boss was a pretty big deal. A soldier so incredibly perfect down to the genetic level. Before his death, Big Boss worked as Solid Snake's commander, helping guide him through his awesome and badass saving the world escapades. This, however, all came to a turning point when, oh my god, surprise, surprise, plot twist, Big Boss was actually evil as shit. Not only that, but he also wanted to plunge the world into an eternal war, and basically kill a lot of people. Bada bing, bada boom, Snake is forced to kill the guy, and the US government claims possession of his corpse. Still following? Great. Now we're gonna get a lot more bullshitty. You see, there's this little technology that exists, which is known as gene targeting. Basically, scientists have found a way to take the genetic makeup from any person's body and just kind of Control-C, Control-V it onto another human being, essentially being able to clone one person into a army of that person. So now let's say you were in possession of the greatest soldier to ever live and a man who was really good at killing people and really good at not dying. I think you could see the problem if you gave a group of terrorists the ability to clone a killing machine. That's fucking horrifying. And so, with no other choice than the infiltration and internal destruction of Foxhound, we make landfall at the port, find our way to a nearby elevator, and as we ascend, removing our scuba gear and mentally preparing for whatever future awaits, one thing is absolutely certain. It's time to Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation 1.
PlayStation.
Oh my god, that was tough as hell. Alright, Shadow Moses Island. First things first is, how the hell am I getting into this building? Unfortunately for our good buddy Snake here, this is a, quote, top secret Black Op. That's actually a Call of Duty reference. If you didn't know, Call of Duty actually invented that word. Meaning outside of he, himself, and him, yeah, we're not really gonna get any backup here. Now, obviously, the concept of a single man taking on an entire heavily guarded military structure doesn't seem incredibly practical. However, what we lack in any physical support in the slightest, we do gain in funny, disembodied voices inside of our heads. That's right, we gotta talk about the codec. By stimulating the tiny bones inside of Snake's ears, yes, that is their words, not mine, many different wacky and silly supporting side characters characters will contact and provide their ever-knowing wisdom and support to the player throughout their adventure. All of these characters just kind of get thrown at you at the very beginning of the game, so in the spirit of keeping this as accurate and close to the gameplay experience as possible, we're just gonna fly through this really quickly. Allow me to introduce you to the supporting team behind Operation Shadow Moses Island. First, we have the man behind the entire operation, Colonel Roy Campbell, an old friend of Snake's and by far the most important figure in this entire operation. He's basically a walking, talking tutorial who will consistently just completely break the fourth wall in order to give us advice and help us.
When you want to use the codec, push the select button.
What? Alongside him, we also have Dr. Naomi Hunter, who is a professional in genome therapy and was also the chief of Foxhound's medical staff before, you know, they started trying to nuke the planet. After that, we got Mei Ling. I'm not even gonna front with you guys here. She's a fucking glorified save feature. I'm gonna try really hard to pronounce this one properly. Don't make fun of me if I don't. Nastasha Romanenko. That sounded pretty correct. A professional in firearms and nuclear weaponry. So, you know, when we're dealing with nukes, it's kind of good to have her there. And finally, Master Miller. Snake's former survival instructor and basically just a dude that's cool as hell. And with their powers combined, let's try to stop the planet from exploding. That's a good idea. Making our way towards the facility, we randomly come across a pistol that these dudes just kind of left in the back of a truck. Now, I would question the professionalism here. However, that guard is quite literally standing and sleeping. I don't think these guys are very professional. After dodging a couple cameras and making our way up a nearby staircase, we find ourselves face to face with the Shadow Moses ventilation system. Okay, now we're actually making some progress. Gotta give some due props to the vents here. I don't think there could have been a better way for me to eavesdrop on people. Picking up on a conversation between two nearby guards, we find out that apparently the chief of DARPA, that's the United States Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, thanks, Google, is currently being held hostage on the first floor basement. Now, considering that this guy is, you know, the top leader of a multi-billion-dollar government agency, I guess we can go save him. After sneaking my way down into the tank hangar, we do end up getting into a couple close calls here and there, but, yeah, keep walking, bitch. And hey, look! Oh, I found the elevator! I just want to quickly highlight this moment where I finally got to the elevator and then proceeded to misclick the back button multiple times. As per usual, I hope you expect nothing but the highest level of gameplay here on the Chargy channel. Please subscribe to me. Alright, basement floor 1. DARPA chief. Where are you, DARPA chief? That man is taking a shit. Moving on. There he is. Just gonna pop this out real quick. And hey there, Mr. DARPA Chief. How's it going? My name's Solid Snake. I'm gonna save you. Seriously, no big deal. You can thank me later.
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
Dick. This is Donald Anderson. And beside the fact that, you know, he's currently locked up and imprisoned against his will, I mean, the guy seems to be okay. Now, I'm sure at least a few of you are probably wondering the same thing that I was wondering, which is, why is the director and chief of an expensive government weapons research department worth literally billions of dollars in this random-ass Alaskan base in the first place? Please don't tell me you were building a weapon of mass destruction. Oh my god, they built a fucking mech! This silly little device that we're being shown right here is a fun little government project known as Metal Gear Rex. Donald explains to Snake that over the past couple of months, he partnered with this weapon manufacturer known as Arms Tech to create and develop a weapon with... We're gonna take the words directly out of his mouth here. A weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the earth. Please don't tell me that Rex has fallen into the hands of the terrorists.
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Shit! Donald? I hate you. Well, on the bright side, he does tell us that there is one way that we can shut down Metal Gear. Yeah, so apparently the president of Arms Tech, who by the way is being held hostage on the second floor basement, that's one basement below us in case you did not know that, has possession of these 3 device override keys. Well, I guess I know where I'm going next. Thank you for nothing, Donald. Just do me a favor and hold tight for a while. I'm gonna go ahead and get those, oh no, oh no, oh no, uh-oh. Donald is dead. Hey, Campbell, yo, what the hell just happened? After a quick phone call of Snake being reasonably confused as shit and Campbell answering absolutely 0 questions, uh-oh, that's suspicious, he tells us that we need to ignore whatever that hell just happened and go find the Arms Tech president. Alright, I'm starting to think there might be some layers to this shit. Well, you know what they say, sometimes things just do not go as planned, but hey, I mean, we haven't been caught yet. Don't move. Never mind. Never mind. Oh. Never mind. Yeah, I've got absolutely 0 clue who this lady is or why she is suddenly helping us, but yeah, you are a guard. Aren't you supposed to be trying to kill me? You know, I don't want to point any fingers or do any theory crafting here, but it might have a little something to do with the knocked out naked dude who is currently in the corner. We're gonna ignore that fact. Let's keep moving. Following this mysterious guard lady back to the elevator, she suddenly decides to just turn around and start shooting us. You know, I feel like this game is throwing a lot of random shit at me very quickly.
Just like that.
Case in point. Well, you know, the more I try to think about anything that just happened, the more my head begins to liquefy. Let's go find this president guy. All right, basement floor number 2. Now, you better buckle up, viewer, because this section is not for the faint of heart. It takes a real professional gamer like myself to find and identify the slightly discolored walls, explode my way into a secret passageway, and, hey, don't show that part. Hey, can we not show that part of the video? Hey, please, no, hey, can we not show that part of the gameplay? Please don't show that part of the gameplay. Please don't show that part. After sneaking my way forward, after sneaking our way forward and not blowing myself up, that would be absolutely ridiculous, and you would have to be fucking terrible at video games to do that. Shut the hell up. We find, oh. Uh-oh. This gentleman right here is Kenneth Baker, the president and CEO of Arms Tech Incorporated. However, currently I would say he's more the president and CEO of being tied up to a fucking bomb. You know, I would like to say I'm surprised that this was a setup, but you know, considering the fact that I blew up a bunch of walls to get here, I can't say I'm very surprised they knew I was coming. And so finally, we stand face to face with the first of our opponents. Special Operations Foxhound, Revolver Ocelot. Yeah, alright, we see the gun, bro. He has a gun. He is going to shoot me. I don't want to be shot. That would be very painful. And so we do battle. The premise for this boss is pretty relatively simple. Ocelot frantically sprints around in circles until he doesn't feel like sprinting in circles and starts shooting us. Dodge the bullets, wait for him to run out of bullets, and then shoot him. There's a lot of shooting that goes on in this fight. Now, that sounds a lot simpler than it actually is because this guy is so insanely good at using his gun that he will bounce his bullets off the wall. Sometimes Ocelot would get like 5 or 6 shots off on me before I even hit him once. And I would just, like, say fuck it and sprint into the bomb so I could restart the fight. But with enough running and enough shooting and that's really all we did, to be honest. We finally get Ocelot on the ropes. And now, with the battle finally tipping in my favor, oh my god, where did his hand go? What the hell is going on? Oh no, oh shit. Yeah, there's the explosion. Yeah, trust me, you really don't want to do that, I know. Suddenly,
Who are you?
revealing himself from the confines of his stealth camouflage, a man known as... Shit, wait, no, he doesn't actually have a name.
Who the hell?
He might also be a little mentally unstable. Well, that was weird, but honestly, at this point, I think it just kind of comes with the territory. And hey, at least he made Ocelot run away. Now, I have genuinely zero clue how our buddy, Mr. Kenneth Baker here, survived, you know, that. But we're not gonna dwindle on the semantics. I just met a cyborg ninja. After helping him to a nearby wall, Baker explains that, oh my god, he does not have the card keys. Are you shitting me? Yeah, so turns out our good buddy Kenneth here just decided to give the card keys away. First of all, fuck you. But secondly, he goes on to explain that when he was first thrown into prison, he made contact with this mysterious soldier lady. Oh my god, it's totally her. Well, Ken, you've officially made this 10 times more complicated than it needed to be, but hey, at least we have a, relative idea of what we need to go do next. He also gives us the woman's codec frequency, so, you know, I can't actually be that mad at the guy. Snake is obviously pretty perturbed. That's your chargy word of the month, by the way. He's not very happy about the whole fact that this, you know, random-ass lady who tried to shoot us to death like 5 minutes ago is now the only human being we can rely on. But hey, if for some reason that plan just completely ends up falling through, Kenneth Baker tells us we need to find Hal Emmerich, the team leader of the Metal Gear Rex project. He also warns us that the guy's apparently weird as shit, but nah, I'm sure that's not true. And now, with our new goal set into motion, we can find... Okay, Kenneth Baker is dead. Hey, Colonel, you want to tell me what the hell is going on? Oh, wait, nope, he's still dodging the question. Well, on the bright side, at least both of the hostages are dead, so I don't have to save any hostages. Look, I'm really trying to find a silver lining here. Well, I guess at least we can try this number and, oh. Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, okay, that looks about right. And so, after explaining that we are, in fact, one of the good guys and shooting us out of nowhere maybe was a little bit not necessary, we finally become acquainted with Meryl, the Colonel's niece. Wait, what? Yeah, a tiny little minuscule detail here, folks, that I forgot to mention earlier. This lady right here is Campbell's niece. I don't know how relevant this fact is in the literal slightest, but it's true. And hey, if it gets her to actually fucking talk to me instead of, you know, shooting me, I'm taking this information gladly.
Sorry about before. I wasn't sure if you were one of the good guys.
But I knew you were.
How?
It's your eyes.
Oh my god, I'm gonna puke. After confirming that she does, in fact, have the key cards, finally, Meryl tells us that this Dr. Emmerich fellow is hiding out somewhere in a storage building to the north. I'm sure this guy won't have a third heart attack. You know what they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, I'm gonna refund the game on Steam. And so, heading back up to the first floor, we make our way to the back exit and, shit. This is a minefield. Well, thank God I found this mine detector earlier. Just gonna sneak past you, and surely there won't be any other weapons in our way. Oh my god! Gonna take a shot in the dark here and say that I have probably pissed these guys off. That is a tank. Feels a little overkill. I just feel like I gotta say it. Please don't shoot me, mister. Please don't shoot me. Okay, there's gotta be a better way to handle this. I forgot about the mines. And as we approach the tank, we make contact with the second of our opponents. Special Operations Foxhound, Vulcan Raven, who is just actively driving a tank shirtless in the snow. I'm sorry, what's the average temperature of Alaska? Stop fucking playing. Thankfully, Nastasha tells us that we can just kind of throw an EMP and then blow the thing up. Kaboom, bitch. Call that shit a solid snake smackdown.
Well, boss, I hope you are happy.
We'll play with him a little longer.
You would be wise not to underestimate him. He is just as you said. In battle, he is as if possessed by a demon.
Okay, it's like I always say, new building, new me. Tell me, Colonel, what's the plan with this one?
Be careful. You absolutely must not use weapons in that area.
the hell am I supposed to do? Yeah, so in case you forgot, this is the storage building, you know, at a nuclear weapons facility. Do I need to, like, I feel like the point is really obvious here. But don't worry, because of course, that doesn't bother literally anyone other than me. Yeah, this feels like a very one-sided, situation. Fuck you. Whatever, you know the deal. Dodge the guards, dodge the camera. Moving on. Okay, basement floor 2. Again. Now, I'm sure you keen-eyed viewers are noticing the incredibly putrid green hue that is currently enveloping my eyes. That is poison gas. Not only that, but these absolute psychopaths also decided to electrify the floor. Friendly reminder here, this used to be a nuclear weapons research facility. What is the purpose of this room? Well, too bad, so sad, because with the help of the Nikita... That's a fun word to say. I like saying that word. With the help of the Nikita missile launcher, check this shit out. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Bang, bang, bang. Bye-bye, electricity. Suck on my nuts. Okay, surely this Hal Emmerich dude has got to be past this room.
It looks like they were cut by some type of blade.
Really? Well, this is one of the most horrific things I've ever seen in my life. I don't even know who the hell would be running around this facility with a sword. Wait a minute, yes I do. Yep, that checks out. Hey, Cyborg Man, please don't go into that room. Oh, nope, he's ignoring me. Okay, this might be an issue. Okay, hey, let's maybe hold off on killing this guy really quickly. I kind of gotta speak to him first. I need to get a couple answers. He just pissed his pants. Hey, you, leave that guy alone.
What's with these guys? It's like one of my Japanese animes.
Kojima, what the fuck are you writing about? In the least surprising development of all time, our good cyborg ninja buddy here just starts to speak in the most astronomically vague sentences ever constructed by a human being. Or I guess like a cyborg being in this situation. He tells Solid Snake that he's neither enemy nor friend, a being back from a world where such words are meaningless. What does that even... Okay, never mind, moving on. He has nothing but one goal. Either he will kill Snake, or Snake will kill him. Man, what the hell did I do? All right, bitch, you want some hands? I'll give you some motherfucking hands. Check this shit out. Bang, bang, bam. You know, they do call me the Mike Tyson of Metal Gear. That's right. This entire boss fight is a one-on-one fist fight, which I feel like I should just make the observation. Is it not kind of unfair that this guy is completely made out of metal? Now, if you thought the battle where Ocelot psychotically sprinted in circles frantically looked obnoxious, oh my god, you have no idea. I'm not gonna lie, this fight actually kicked my ass for a while. Yeah, surprise, surprise, turns out super-powered cyborg ninja monster is a little bit stronger than guy with gun. But finally, as we lay our final blows, crouched and defeated, this cyborg, this mysterious man, asks Snake,
Do you remember me now?
Can't be. You were killed in Zanzibar.
The year was 1999. After recently discovering that his commander-in-chief, Big Boss, was secretly a psychotic man attempting to plunge the world into an eternal war, Solid Snake was sent to the island of Zanzibar to locate and kill his former leader. And it was here, in these early days of his career, where Solid Snake once again became acquainted with his former friend and colleague, Gray Fox, a man who Snake had once considered the closest of his friends, and even a teacher, had followed behind Big Boss and joined him in his quest to destroy the world. Many records will show that on that fateful day, Solid Snake defeated and ended the terror that was his former leader. However, many don't know of the friend he was forced to kill just moments before. Face to face, in a small, secluded room, Gray Fox was defeated at the hands of Solid Snake. I mean, seriously, like, look, he fucking exploded. I don't know how you possibly come back from that. Oh, wait, I do. You become a cyborg ninja. Basically, against his will, they turn this guy into a fucking cyborg. That's horrific. And so after another complete mental breakdown, Gray Fox slams his head into the floor a few times, hits the most unnecessary front flip I have ever witnessed in my life, and hey, that was weird.
How long are you gonna stay in there?
Are you one of them?
No, I'm not. I always work alone.
Alone? Are you an otaku too?
Kojima, what the fuck are you writing about? And with Gray Fox temporarily out of the picture for now, we can finally meet an established connection with the chief Metal Gear engineer. Snake is not very happy with him. After frantically shaking the dude back and forth, Snake asks the man the question I think we were all thinking at this time. Hey! Why did you build a weapon of mass destruction? He didn't know! Yeah, so apparently, this is great, by the way. Our good buddy Hal Emmerich here, the chief engineer behind the Metal Gear project, was completely kept in the dark of what he was building. You see, our good buddy, President Baker here, God rest his soul, told Emmerich that Metal Gear Rex was a weapon used solely for the purpose of defending the United States. That was not true. He wanted to use it to nuke people. Unsurprisingly, Hal takes this news pretty terribly, straight up falling to his knees, which I think it's kind of funny that that happened twice within 1 minute. And after pulling himself back together with his knowledge and understanding of the Metal Gear machine, Emmerich agrees to join us on our mission. And from this moment forward, he asks us to call him Otacon. Wait, what do you mean Otacon?
It stands for Otaku Convention. An otaku's a guy like me who likes Japanimation.
I'm not even gonna say it this time. Whatever, we got the fucking science hotline now, so I'm not gonna complain. Let's go find Meryl. Luckily, Snake comes up with the absolutely genius plan of going to the women's bathroom. It worked. The situation at this point is perfectly clear. As of this moment, Congress has still refused to even consider a single one of the terrorist demands. They won't negotiate. They won't even speak to Foxhound. And as the clock continues to tick, every waking second becomes more and more precious. Preventing nuclear destruction, saving the world from plunging into absolute and complete, utter chaos, will all rest on the shoulders of Solid Snake. And with that, we are presented with the only two options that really remain at this point. Plan A, use the 3 override keycards to shut down and prevent Metal Gear Rex from ever launching a nuclear strike. Or Plan B, just blow the thing up. Well, you know, I don't know how much confidence I have in my ability to, you know, fight a giant mech. So, hey, can I get those key cards? I'd really like to get those key cards.
You mean this?
Where are the others? There should be 3 keys.
Oh, no. Well, hey, you know, those other 2 key cards gotta be somewhere, right? Meryl takes a little moment of self-reflection, talking about her life as a soldier, the feeling of truly being on a battlefield. All that she truly wants right here in this moment is to understand what she is capable of. And so she offers Snake a deal. From this moment forward, she will join us on our mission. And if at any moment, no matter the time, no matter the place, no matter the situation, if she slows us down, she wants Snake to shoot her. Meryl, I'm not gonna shoot you, dude. But whatever, Meryl's officially part of the team, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, looking at this photo right here, this might really be the greatest definition of ragtag. And with our plan now in action, you know, as much of a plan as this really is, we continue our way forward down the hall as the atmosphere suddenly begins to shift. A strange, melancholic symphony echoes through the halls. Something, no, someone is with us. Music gets louder, the world begins to fade. Meryl falls to her knees as she suddenly pleads. She begs for us to turn around.
Are you okay? What happened?
I'm fine.
Okay. Let's go.
Oh, hell no, Snake. We gotta shoot her, bro. Entering this strange and mysterious office, the music still continues to ring as Meryl suddenly, without warning, points her gun at Snake. The air is tense and our codec begins to ring.
Snake, Meryl's not herself. Don't use your weapon.
It's Psycho Mantis. He's controlling Meryl. That tune is his mind control music.
Don't use your weapon. Try to knock her out.
With no other choice, we knock Meryl unconscious, finally standing face to face with Special Operations Foxhound, Psycho Mantis, a practitioner of psychokinesis, a being so powerful that he can transcend the video game itself. I'm not joking.
You enjoy role-playing games.
How the hell? Well, I'd say I'm officially spooked. And so our next battle begins. Psycho Mantis grabs chairs, he grabs statues, he grabs anything and everything he can find, pummeling Snake with object after object. As he tries to fight back, Snake finds himself unable to land a single blow. It's an impossibility, an unwinnable war. We call everyone we know looking for an answer, but how do you beat a man who knows everything you're going to do? You plug your controller into port 2.
Plug your controller into controller port 2. If you do that, he won't be able to read your mind.
That is so fucking funny, I don't even have a joke for it. And so I physically take my controller out of the first PlayStation port and plug it into the second one. It worked. That might actually be the coolest gimmick for any boss fight ever. That is so fucking cool. Kojima, you get a star. Anyways, we shoot the shit out of this dude, and with Psycho Mantis finally defeated, he lays on the floor, teetering on the edge of death. As we approach the man lying there in his final moments, he tells us of a secret passage, one that can take us to where we need to go. Snake asks, why? Why is he telling us this? Mantis's reason is simple. He's a man who has read countless minds, gazed into thousands of pasts, presents, and futures. And every time, every moment, Mantis finds himself disgusted. For every man, every woman, every creature has been driven by the same unending desire to pass on their DNA. We are creatures designed with that selfish drive since the moment we're born. But Snake is different. For this man, he has no past. He has no future. Whoever Solid Snake truly is, he is a man designed to exist in the moment. As Mantis takes his final breath, whatever awaits Snake beyond this passage is a future that he must see for himself. Alright, Meryl, it took you roughly 1 minute and 57 seconds to get brainwashed and almost shoot me to death, which I don't even want to begin to decipher the level of irony behind this line now. Heading forward, if you could just, do me a favor and look, I think it would just be so incredibly beneficial to both of us if you don't instantly fall into another enemy trap again, such as that sniper laser that is currently tracking you. Oh my god. Well, Meryl is bleeding out. Why the fuck did I bring you? Yeah, so turns out at the end of this incredibly long hallway is the fourth member of Foxhound, the elusive Sniper Wolf. So apparently Sniper Wolf is just like the greatest assassin ever. She can quite literally, and this is just a funny little detail right here, stay in one spot for multiple months. I do not have months. I have minutes. That woman is actively bleeding to death. Otacon. Oh, Otacon. Where can I find a sniper rifle, Otacon? Oh, here we go. In the second floor basement of the tank hangar. Oh my god, that's at the beginning of the game. Welp, I'll be right back, Meryl. Wow. Surely that wasn't too much time. Making our way back into the hallway, instant issue I'm noticing here. Meryl is missing. Uh-oh. This fight goes exactly how you'd expect. Run away, pull out sniper, shoot bad guy, and yes, don't worry, aiming the sniper rifle in the PS1 game is as awful as you think it is. But after enough tries and I'm talking like a lot of missed shots, I eventually win the battle, which, I mean, I guess that makes me the sniper wolf. I'm sorry. You know, for being the world's greatest assassin, I gotta say that was a surprisingly easy fight. I mean, I guess that just goes to show how much of a true Metal Gear professional I really am.
Don't move!
I am not a Metal Gear professional. And so, we finally stand face to face with Special Operations Foxhound, Sniper Wolf. Once again, I feel like I should ask, where the hell did Meryl go? Oh, okay, never mind, I'm blacking out. The man who shares our face, the man who shares our name, now stands before our eyes. Special Operations Foxhound, Liquid Snake. Liquid speaks to his colleagues regarding the negotiations. With 10 hours remaining, the Pentagon has still refused to abide by any of their demands. You can feel the tension growing in the room. As Liquid leaves us, now alone with Ocelot, tied to this fucking crazy looking machine, by the way, Foxhound's goal becomes increasingly clear.
You were holding one card key. Where are the other two? What's the trick behind that key?
Trick? Hell if I know.
I see. No problem then. We're going to play a game, Snake. Press the circle button repeatedly to regain your strength. When you've had enough, press the select button to submit. When your life reaches 0, the game is over. There are no continues, my friend. Snake, it's been a long time since you saved your game.
Oh my god, they are not playing around. Welcome to the single most ridiculous section from any video game I have ever played in my life ever. That is not an exaggeration. There will be a special location in hell for the piece of shit programmer who decided to put this in the game. Oh. Once the torture segment begins, the player is given a pretty relatively simple task. Snake is going to get electrocuted. Like, really, really, really electrocuted. During this segment, we must mash the circle button at literal light speed. And every time we manage to survive the time limit, Ocelot goes, "Shall we go again?" And does it again. You, as the player, must go through multiple segments of this. I'm talking each time it gets harder and faster and longer. And just for those of you who are curious what happens if you manage to fail this segment, which you will, he wasn't joking. That's right, you have to go back to your latest save point. My latest save point, Psycho Mantis.
What are you staring at?
Shut up, you're supposed to be dead. But hey, at least redoing this segment gave me time to recover from almost breaking my hand open. I am in so much pain. And now I am in prison. Yeah, so after enduring the pain of hell itself, thanks to our good buddy right here, Ocelot drags us away to sulk in a cell with our good buddy, the DARPA chief. That's disgusting. Calling up Campbell, Snake is what I can only describe as officially over everything, as he tells the Colonel to stop constantly lying and tell him what the hell is really going on. He does not do that. Well, Campbell, go fuck yourself. It's times like these that I really do find myself grateful for the Otacon hotline.
I have a favor to ask. I need your help.
I was wondering when you'd ask. What should I do?
This guy is quickly becoming my favorite. Bang! Ah, never mind. He can't open the door. Well, hey, at least he brought food. Hey, what's that timer at, by the way? Oh my god, we're all gonna die. After giving us a delicious meal of rations and ketchup, which is just foul, Otacon tells us about Sniper Wolf. How since Foxhound's taken over the facility, she's been the only one to show him any kindness. And after giving us her handkerchief, because I guess Otacon has that for some reason, he makes one simple request. Please don't hurt her. Snake takes that about as well as you think he would. Well, I am now standing shirtless in a jail cell next to a rotting corpse. This is my inventory. Did I mention that we're all going to die? Thankfully, Naomi has the absolutely genius idea of laying on the floor with the ketchup and pretending like we died. You know what? Fuck it, I'm desperate.
What the hell?
How the hell did that work? Give me that, and there we go. I got my shit back. Let's go stop Metal Gear. Once again, making our way back to the hallway, Snake takes a moment to stare at the dried pile of blood on the floor. He calls Campbell, telling him about his regrets, how he failed to save Meryl in that moment. It never should have been this way. He wasn't able to protect her.
It's not like you, Snake.
Suddenly, Master Miller butts in. I do not blame you if you completely forgot this character existed. I did too. He talks to Snake. He tells him that this isn't like him. For attacking one's past is a road that can only lead to madness. Snake must keep fighting. He must keep looking forward. For as the clock ticks closer to its inevitable end, only one man can save the world from Metal Gear. Solid for the PlayStation 1.
PlayStation.
And so finally, it's time to get serious. From this point forward, there will be no more joking around. There will be no more falling for traps. We have a mission to complete and a world to save. Okay, that one just feels unfair. Well, after a lot of running, we managed to escape to the nearby rooftop. As the cold wind blows through our hair, now it's time to get serious. From this point forward, there will be no more joking around. There will be no more falling for traps. We have a mission to complete and a world to save. Oh my god, missiles? You're using missiles now? Like the tank felt like overkill, dude. This is just like another ballpark of bullshit.
Snake! I'm afraid I can't let you get past here.
Liquid.
You're not going any farther. Die!
Well, thank God I found this rope earlier. Yeah, I'm just gonna, don't mind me. Yep, Not gonna question how I'm not exploding right now. And so we descend our way back down, crossing over to the nearby building where, hey, look, there's an elevator.
Huh?
Never mind. Well, when in doubt, we have this number for a reason.
Snake, I'm heading your way.
I love you so much. Reuniting with Otacon, the two take a moment to speak, reflecting on Meryl, the journey Snake's taken so far, and the battle yet to come. As the two speak, Otacon proposes to Snake a philosophical question, something that he's been pondering for a while. Do you think that love can bloom even on a battlefield? It's a query that has been eating him alive, one that now, more than ever, he seems desperate to have answered. Snake's response Yes, it's never about the time or the place. People can fall in love anywhere, at any moment. What matters more than anything else, if you love someone, you have to be able to protect them. A regret that Snake, now more than ever, must face as reality. And so Otacon agrees to take care of the elevator shaft. And with that issue solved, Snake decides it's time to swat a noisy fly. Wait, what? Snake, I don't think you really thought this one through. That is a military-grade Mi-24 attack helicopter. Trust me, I looked on the wiki. I really don't think we stand much of a chance here, man. I forgot we had a rocket launcher. Well, that felt way too easy. Does anyone actually believe Liquid is dead? I do not believe Liquid is dead in the slightest. Well, whatever. We don't got time to think about it. Can we check that timer again? Yeah, okay. We're just gonna keep moving, I think. After calling Otacon, he says that apparently the elevator just randomly started working again. Huh. Look at that. Now, in retrospect, this definitely probably should have raised some level of suspicion within me. However, I am a very big advocate of do first, think later. Fuck it, we're going in the elevator. Oh, and yep, there's the incoming phone call. Hey, Otacon, what's up?
Snake, there's something I forgot to tell you before.
Yeah?
There were 5 stealth camouflage prototypes in my lab.
Interesting.
If you take out the one I'm wearing, that leaves 4.
That is true.
I thought I'd get one for you. So I went back to the lab and...
Oh, that's nice.
The 4 suits were missing.
Oh, no.
Also, about the elevator that I checked out.
Oh,
it's really
no.
strange. The warning went off.
Oh, no. 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 Oh, no.
The guys who stole my stealth prototypes are in there with you.
Too late, Snake. Now die.
Who's gonna tell these guys I just took down a helicopter? Yeah, I don't know how useful stealth camouflage becomes when we are standing within a 20-square-foot elevator. Good try, though. And with that tomfoolery behind, Otacon tells Snake that north of this building sits the underground maintenance base. The building that houses Metal Gear. That's right. From this point forward, there will be no more joking around. There will be no more falling for traps. We have a mission to complete in a world to... You know exactly what's going to happen right now. Fuck! Yeah, good idea, Snake. Just take the phone call right in front of the fucking gun, dude. Otacon seems to be... faltering, for he knows that there's only one man who could possibly shoot Snake through such a windy blizzard. One man. Sniper Wolf. I'm talking about Sniper Wolf. I'm sorry. And so once again, Otacon pleads, don't kill Sniper Wolf. Snake is so fucking over him. As she intercepts our frequency, Wolf tells Snake that right here, right now, the two of them will have one final battle. As Otacon's words fall onto deaf ears, the grim reality becomes increasingly clear. One of us is not surviving this battle. And so once again, we have to use the piece of shit sniper rifle. I hate this thing so much. It's an intense duel, running and shooting and, more running and shooting. 9 hours in, there's still a lot of running and shooting. But finally, after enough back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth, we take one final shot. And the battle has been decided. Sniper Wolf lays, weary and drained. Her breath heavy, her lung shot. As her vision begins to fade, we slowly approach our target. And all she can do is wait. Wait. For a sniper, waiting is her job. Never moving a muscle, concentrating. For she is a woman who was born on the battlefield. Raised on the battlefield. A lifeless soldier, day in and day out, desperately trying to survive. Sniper Wolf took her revenge on the world, but in that vengeful pursuit, she sold the one thing that mattered the most. Her soul. And it's in this moment of retrospect, these final fleeting seconds of life, that she truly realizes she was never waiting to kill anyone. She was waiting for someone to kill her. Finally, she's found peace.
Why? Why? I loved you.
It's here when Otacon arrives, disheveled and disheartened, as the woman he loved now accepts her fate at the end of Snake's barrel. He brings Wolf her gun, a symbol of her life in those moments she spent observing mankind through her own personal lens. And now, with everyone finally here, it's left up to Snake to set the wolf free.
Goodbye. Snake, you said that love could bloom on the battlefield. But I couldn't save her. What are you doing?
Returning it to its owner. I don't need a handkerchief.
Why?
I don't have any more tears to shed. I'm going to the underground base. We're out of time.
I know.
You'll have to protect yourself now. Don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
If I can't stop Metal Gear, this whole place will probably be bombed to hell.
Yeah.
We might not meet again.
I'll hang on to my codec. I want to keep helping.
You can leave anytime. Get a head start. A head start on your new life.
Snake! What was she fighting for? What am I fighting for? What are you fighting for?
If we make it through this, I'll tell you.
Okay. I'll be searching too.
Welcome to the final building of our adventure. See, you can tell it's getting serious because there's lava in here. Do not fall into the lava. After shimmying our way lower into the facility, I had a couple of, unnecessary blunders. We find our way to this weird elevator thingy. You know, I would think that I would have learned my lesson by now. Oh, nope, I did not. Shit. Wait a minute, you guys aren't even invisible. Bye-bye. All right, making our way down the elevator, we find, another elevator. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even have a reason to put that footage there. I just wanted you guys to see that happened.
Oh my god, we are still going down.
Descending further and further and further and further. A strange, ominous wind begins to blow through the air. Now, I would like to take a moment to, question what this possibly could mean, but I can't, because suddenly I get a call from, oh my god, it's Master Miller. Miller tells Snake that for the past few hours, he's been doing a little bit of a private investigation. He doesn't want to jump to any conclusions, and he doesn't want to make any accusations, but Dr. Naomi Hunter, our local expert in genome therapy, something about her has rubbed him the wrong way. He speaks about those mysterious deaths, the DARPA chief, the arms tech president, both collapsing instantaneously, that strange cyborg ninja. Too many strange things are happening. Miller, being the professional that he is, knows something isn't right. He tells us that he's gonna keep digging, and that if he finds anything else, he will give us another call. But for the time being, don't trust Naomi Hunter. Of course, me being the absolute rapscallion that I am, I instantly pick up my codec and call her.
Naomi?
I'm right here, Snake. What is it?
Oh, nothing. Forget it.
Strange.
All right, good talk. I mean, come on. She seemed perfectly normal there. Miller, you crazy guy. I'm sure you just, you crazy guy. We're just gonna assume the best for now and keep on heading towards Metal Gear. Heading into the next room, we instantly get swarmed by just a shit ton of ravens. Oh, man, I wonder who that could possibly be. There he is. Vulcan Raven is back once again, and of course, still not wearing a shirt. I don't know why he's not able to do that. Whatever, it doesn't matter because he has a giant machine gun and he wants me dead. Meaning that's right. We're fighting the giant, crazy, shirtless, machine gun-wielding man inside of a refrigerator. You know, it's the fact that this is probably one of the more tame concepts. Run around the storage container, shoot some remote-controlled missiles. This fight took me 30 minutes to beat. Shut up. And there we go. Leaning against the walls of the cold freezer, as his final moments arrive, Raven leaves Snake with one final hint. The man who died before our very eyes, that man was not the DARPA chief. It was Special Operations Foxhound, Decoy Octopus. Huh? Yeah, so not only did the DARPA chief just mysteriously die, but that wasn't even the DARPA chief. It was a guy pretending to be the DARPA chief. Why the fuck did these guys have a heart attack? Meaning that the real DARPA chief was the corpse that we saw in the prison cell. Are you confused yet? I'm surely not. You know, I would love to ask Raven some more questions at this point, but he just kind of starts laughing at Snake and says his hint is over, you petty piece of shit. Who the hell is calling me now? Oh, it's you again.
It's about Naomi.
Yeah, okay, I could have seen that coming. Unfortunately, Snake forgets to turn off his monitor this time, which means, uh-oh, Campbell heard us gossiping. Whoopsie. Well, with our backs against the wall, Miller decides to just let Campbell in on the situation. For since our last conversation, the scene has become much more clear. During his investigation, Miller discovered that Dr. Naomi Hunter is a person that actually exists. However, that scientist died in the Middle East years ago. Whoever we've been speaking to, this mysterious woman, somehow obtained Naomi Hunter's credentials and is posing as a person she is not. With no other clear answer, Miller claims that this woman must be a spy. She must be placed under arrest. However, Campbell seems conflicted. Something is incredibly wrong.
If she's one of their spies, then we're in big trouble.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Have you let her in on some kind of vital secret or something? Does this have anything to do with the mysterious deaths of the DARPA chief and the arms tech president?
I have no idea.
Dude, you are so full of shit, man. I don't know why I thought anyone was literally gonna tell me anything in the slightest. You know, seriously, no big deal, guys. I'm just the only human being who can prevent nuclear destruction. I feel like I should be let in a little bit here. Hey, Charlie, put up that timer again. I gotta find Metal Gear. I gotta go find Metal Gear. Where the hell is Metal Gear? We gotta go find Metal Gear. Wait, I'm sorry. That's the thing that you want me to fight? Editor Charlie, can we run a simulation real quick? Yeah, okay, that's about what I thought. Hell no! Making my way further up the rafters. You know, I gotta say, this is really giving me a good scale of, you know, how completely fucked fucked we are. As I make my way further up the machine, Otacon, the science man with a plan, that's what I'm gonna call him from now on, tells us that he's trying to find some way to help us shut down Metal Gear. I hate to sound like a broken record at this point, but oh my god, I love you so much. As we finally make our way to the control room, we find Liquid and Ocelot, our two final adversaries, deep into conversation. Is anybody surprised that this guy is still alive? I can tell you one thing, I am certainly not. Well, no time better than the present to start eavesdropping. Let's listen to this conversation. Ocelot and Liquid discuss their final preparations. With the last hour now on the horizon, Washington has still refused to concede to any of their previous demands. It's become a stalemate, an eternal standoff, where both parties refuse to budge even in the slightest. And so Liquid decides that it's time to finally play his cards. In 1 hour, a nuclear strike will be sent to Lop Nor, China. Which, after a quick Google search, is just a giant fucking dried up lake. Really pretty, though. For you see, this first strike will be a threat. A threat to the government that Foxhound isn't all talk. They are a group, well, okay, at this point, they're more of like a duo, ready and willing to act as they see fit. And so with the location decided and the weapons ready to launch, Liquid decides that it might be time to up the ante. The government won't listen? That's fine. For after this launch, after they know he isn't playing around, Foxhound will make their second demand.
Yes, the president will break. He will give in to our demands.
Big Boss's DNA and $1 billion. $1 billion.
Adjusting for inflation, that's actually roughly $2 billion. Just wanted to throw a little Charlie fun fact in there.
That money will be used to cure our genome soldiers as well. I'm also including the FoxDie vaccine in our demands.
FoxDie?
We're not going anywhere. We're going to dig in here.
Are you going to fight the whole world?
And what's wrong with that? We can launch a nuclear warhead at any target on this planet. Once we get the DNA and the money, the world will be ours!
You're not thinking of reviving Big Boss's dream.
From today, call this place Outer Heaven.
Big Boss's dream.
Yeah, okay, we're fucked. Editor Charlie, play the Vine Boom sound on YouTube. I just wanted to add to the atmosphere. Well, when in doubt, do I even have to say it anymore? Hey, buddy! Otacon tells Snake that he's successfully tapped into the secret Metal Gear file, because in case you didn't realize at this point, this dude's a bit of a hacker.
Are you a hacker? Yep, that describes me pretty well.
Told ya. Long story short, you see those 3 laptops that are just sitting inside of the control room? Snake needs to take each individual keycard and insert them into each of the individual computers. Now, you're probably thinking the same thing as me, which is, hey, Otacon, the science man with the plan, I only have 1 keycard. Good news. Plot twist here, surprise, surprise. Turns out we actually had all 3 keys the whole time. Yeah, so apparently the card that we've been carrying is made out of this, quote, shape memory alloy, which is basically fancy schmancy talk for this hoe can shape shift. Basically, if exposed to cold temperature, the key transforms into another key, and if exposed to hot temperature, it turns into another key, which really just goes to show how convenient it is that this building has both a, ice room and a lava room. It's a video game, man. Well, you know what they say. It wouldn't be a game from the 1990s without an incredibly elongated backtracking section. Multiple elongated backtracking sections. But first, I'm gonna just pop that room temperature key in and hey, look, it worked. Okay, now we gotta backtrack. You know, maybe I'm being selfish here, but, you know, I thought saving the planet from nuclear destruction would have been cooler than, you know, laying down on the floor in a freezer. Well, I guess we better ask about that whole Naomi situation. She's been placed under arrest. That fucking escalated. And as the Colonel leaves the conversation, Miller asks Snake one last question.
Snake, have you ever heard of something called FoxDie?
No.
Okay, that's literally just a lie. You heard about it like 5 minutes ago. Whatever. Okay, look. We gotta talk about FoxDie. You see, Master Miller here has a couple of good buddies inside of the Pentagon who apparently know a thing or two about this new secret assassination weapon known as FoxDie. The details are uncertain, but from what Miller knows, it targets and stimulates a heart attack. Oh, shit. Yeah, so remember like 18 hours ago when we were in that interrogation room and the government dudes were begging Snake to please help them? Well, I didn't bring it up at the time because, you know, I thought it would be not that important of a detail. Naomi Hunter injected us with a random syringe. How in the hell did you even let her in on this operation? Isn't this like the highest level of government security? What the fuck are you guys doing? So, there's a chance that Naomi Hunter gave us a contagious heart disease. Well, I guess what better time than now to introduce the hours until I have a sudden heart attack and die counter. Time remaining? Question mark, question mark, question mark. What the hell is wrong with you? You know, I still really don't understand why there's a lava room. Finally, with the last PAL keycard in hand, we make our way down the elevators and find a... How the hell did you get a phone? Naomi seems distressed, reaching out to Snake on a different codec frequency, which I'm not even gonna ask how the hell you got a phone. She decides she needs to tell Snake everything. You see, it turns out that Miller's investigation was correct. Naomi wasn't who we were led to believe. Her true identity, she doesn't even know herself. Her story begins back in the 1980s. Growing up an orphan, a child of war in the streets of Rhodesia. She knew nothing. Her race, her age, her father, her mother, these luxuries that so many people have were nothing but a distant mystery to this young child. It was within these days of struggle and hardship, sitting half dead along the coast of the Zambezi River, that she first made contact with a young soldier. His name, Frank Yeager. However, most of his comrades knew him by a different codename, Gray Fox. Gray Fox took the orphan in. He raised her as his own little sister, but everything came crashing down after the Zanzibar incident. Snake killed them. The only connection she ever had, the only family she ever knew, were murdered by Solid Snake. And yet, when she finally met the man, when she finally found her killer, she falters. For after helping Snake fight, after guiding him through these rooms and these corridors, she finds nothing but a man who wants to help the world and its people. Who is this man? Why does she have to hate this man? Snake was not the man she thought he would be.
You must have programmed that thing to kill me too, right? Do I still have time? Naomi, I don't blame you for wanting me dead, but I can't go yet. I still have a job to do.
Listen, Snake. I'm not the one who made the decision to use FoxDie.
Huh? You weren't?
No. You were injected with FoxDie as a part of this operation.
Hey, what are you doing?
Snake!
Naomi! Snake, I can't allow Naomi to make any more unauthorized transmissions.
What?
Naomi's been removed from this operation.
These motherfuckers are double-crossing me. Oh my god, these motherfuckers are double-crossing me. I hate the U.S. government. I'm going to destroy the U.S. government. Please do not use that quote out of context. Well, there's a massive government conspiracy going on about me. Metal Gear is, hold on, 30 minutes away from launching a nuke, and being the only person capable of saving the world, it would really be nice if you could tell me anything! Well, in this grim and depressing reality of my current situation in life, there's really only one thing I can still do. Let's stop Metal Gear.
PAL code number 3 confirmed. PAL code entry complete. Detonation code activated.
No, why?
Ready for launch.
I deactivated it.
We did not stop Metal Gear.
Thank you, Snake. Now the detonation code is completed. Nothing can stop Metal Gear now.
Master, what's going on?
You found the key, and even activated the warhead for us too. I really must express my gratitude. Sorry to have involved you in that silly shape memory alloy business.
What are you talking about?
We weren't able to learn the DARPA chief's code. Even with Mantis' psychic powers, he couldn't read his mind. Then Ocelot accidentally killed him during the interrogation. In other words, we weren't able to launch the nuclear device, and we were all getting a little worried. Without the threat of a nuclear strike, our demands would never be met.
What do you mean?
Without the detonation codes, we had to find some other way. That's when we decided you might prove useful, Snake.
What?
First, I thought we might get the information from you, Snake, so I had Decoy Octopus disguise himself as the DARPA chief. Unfortunately, Octopus didn't survive the encounter, thanks to FoxDie.
You mean you had this plan from the beginning, just to get me to input the detonation code?
Huh? You didn't think you made it this far by yourself, did you?
Who the hell are you?
In any case, the launch preparations are complete. Once the world glimpses the power of this weapon, the White House will have no choice but to surrender the FoxDie vaccine to me. Their ace in the hole is useless now.
Ace in the hole?
The Pentagon's plan to use you was already successful in the torture room. Snake, you're the only one who doesn't know. Ah, poor fool.
Who are you anyway?
I'll tell you everything you want to know. If you come where I am, that is.
Where are you?
Very close by.
Snake, that's not Master Miller.
Campbell, you're too late.
Master Miller's body was just discovered at his home. He's been dead for at least 3 days. I didn't know because my codec link with Master was cut off. But Mei Ling said his transmission signal was coming from inside the base.
So who is it?
Snake, you've been talking to...
me, dear brother.
Liquid, how the...
Oh, shit! I have been played. I have been tricked. I have been foiled. Oh my god, they got my ass. Suddenly, the doors to the room close. Gas begins to fill the walls. I try to punch the door down, but nothing seems to work. Oh my god, I'm going to die. I call Campbell.
Snake, gas! Do something!
You are so useless. I call Otacon.
I hacked into security.
I'm going to kiss you on the mouth. And finally, we must stand face to face with...
Liquid!
Snake! Did you like my sunglasses?
Liquid Snake. The mysterious man who not only shares our name, but our face as well. As we point our pistol at this genesis of our entire journey, one thing becomes abundantly clear. This will be our final battle. Liquid taunts Snake, laughing at the legendary warrior who has become nothing more than a pawn of the government. For you see, Snake was never meant to destroy Metal Gear. 19 hours before launch, the United States Pentagon, in conjunction with genome scientist Naomi Hunter, injected retired soldier Solid Snake with a version of the FoxDie virus. After being sent into Shadow Moses Island, Snake made contact with Decoy Octopus, Revolver Ocelot, Kenneth Baker, Vulcan Raven, Psycho Mantis, Sniper Wolf, and finally, Liquid Snake. Stopping the nuclear launch, saving the hostages, destroying Metal Gear. All of it was nothing more than one big diversion. Infect Shadow Moses Island. Kill everyone on Shadow Moses Island. And with the island successfully cleared, retrieve the Metal Gear Rex weapon completely undamaged. Solid Snake was nothing more than a walking, talking suicide bomb. And yet, that begs the question, why are we still standing? It seems that according to Liquid's informant, just before injecting Snake with the FoxDie vaccine, Naomi, being the absolute fucking agent of chaos that she is, modified the virus's programming and just told absolutely nobody. What does this mean? I have no idea. Why did she do this? I have no idea. But Solid Snake, for some reason, is still alive. And by conjunction, Liquid Snake, the man who shares our exact genetic code, lives as well. I'm not even gonna question why Revolver Ocelot is still alive. They probably explained that in another game. Finally, Liquid reveals that the worst of our theories were true. Yes, Liquid Snake is our identical twin brother. In a genetic experiment where scientists attempted to create a child replica of the greatest soldier to ever live, two beings were born. One, created to be the perfect offspring, was given all of Big Boss's dominant genes. And the recessive genes, the leftovers from this experiment, were turned into the man we now know as Liquid Snake. That's right. Liquid was never anything more than trash since the day he was born. A vessel solely existing for the creation of a perfect replica of Big Boss. Solid Snake. The pain of being nothing more than garbage since the day he was born. The resentment he feels towards Big Boss and those who created him. Snake, his brother, stole his chance to ever enact revenge. Liquid hates Big Boss. Liquid hates Solid Snake. And so Liquid will finish the work his father could never complete. He will surpass Big Boss and prove to everyone that he isn't the inferior clone. And to enact this revenge and to prove to everyone who he is, he must destroy Solid Snake. Liquid hops over the railings. He mounts the pilot seat of this glorious new weapon. And as the wall crumbles, as the ceiling falls, the floor rises. We must destroy Metal Gear. As the boss fight begins, I run to the back of the room. I don't want to be over dramatic here, but I mean, we all saw how the simulation played out. After a quick codec call, Otacon explains that the piloting system of Metal Gear Rex is completely enclosed within a VR system. If we want to have any chance of defeating Liquid Snake, we must destroy the weapon sensors. And so we run, and we fire, and we run, and we fire, dodging Metal Gear's missiles. Sometimes, until finally, with one final shot, the sensors are destroyed.
Did that do it?
Great Fox.
You look terrible, Snake. You haven't aged well.
I'll send you back to hell!
What do you want from me?
I'm a prisoner of death. Only you can free me.
Fox, stay out of this. What about Naomi? She's hell-bent on taking revenge for you.
Naomi?
You're the only one who can stop her.
No, I can't.
Why?
Because I'm the one who killed her parents. I was young then, and couldn't bring myself to kill her too. I felt so bad that I decided to take her with me. I raised her like she was my own blood to soothe my guilty conscience. Even now, she thinks of me as her brother.
Fox.
From the outside, we might have seemed like a happy brother and sister, but every time I looked at her, I saw her parents' eyes staring back at me. Tell her for me. Tell her that I was the one who did it.
Fox!
In the Middle East, we don't hunt foxes, we hunt jackals. Instead of foxhounds, we use royal harriers.
Fox.
How strong is that exoskeleton of yours? Snake, are you just going to sit by and watch him die?
Cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal.
You destroyed the radome.
Impressive! You are indeed worthy of the codename Fox, but now you're finished!
No! Fire the stinger!
Fox! Can you really shoot? You'll kill him too!
I can finally die.
No matter what you press, no matter what you do, Snake refuses to fire the missile. It's his brother in arms, the only friend he ever had, the man he was forced to kill on that one fateful day. It was his orders. He didn't want to kill Gray Fox. He never should have killed Gray Fox!
Snake, we're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at. But at least I always fought for what I believed in. Snake, farewell.
Foolish man. He prayed for death, and it found him. You see, you can't protect anyone, not even yourself. Die!
With the pilot seat exposed, the second phase of our battle now begins. We run from the missiles and we dodge the missiles. Sometimes Liquid continues his desperate attack, but Snake doesn't stop. We fire and we run and we fire and we run! And with one final shot, we destroy Metal Gear. As our vision comes to, Liquid stands before us atop the remains of a destroyed Metal Gear Rex. He speaks to Snake about his dream. A dream where the world respects and honors soldiers as they once were. To be needed. To be desired. A fantasy all too similar to a man we once battled. Conflict will breed conflict, new hatreds will arise, and warriors will once again become the center of the world. Snake berates these ideals. He degrades Liquid's twisted dreams of reality. And yet, that begs the question, then why is Snake here? Why does Snake continue to follow his orders while his superiors continue to betray him? The answer is simple. Because Snake enjoys the killing. It's in his blood. It's in his genes. As we look behind our shoulder, we find, oh my god, I forgot about you. Meryl, tied up and barely breathing, lying there next to an explosive device. As we desperately attempt to get in contact with the Colonel, the situation only escalates even further. The United States Secretary of Defense, afraid of the repercussions the media will have on the Shadow Moses incident, has sent multiple B-2 bombers to fly over and nuclear strike the entirety of Shadow Moses Island. Anyone who knows anything will be vaporized and the incident cleared from the records of U.S. history. With the situation hopeless and our minutes only ticking away, Campbell tells us that he will do whatever he can to stop the nuclear strike. Campbell takes a moment. He apologizes to Snake for the lies and the deception. For the truth was, before the infiltration even began, Foxhound was already the subject of an undercover investigation. Meryl was transferred to this base just before the terrorist attack as a means to force Campbell and manipulate him into cooperating with whatever the Pentagon says. He never wanted Snake to be infected with FoxDie. He never wanted to send him on this suicide mission. Snake was Campbell's friend, and he was forced to lie and deceive him time and time again. So right now, he will risk his entire career to stop this nuclear strike, to save Solid Snake from utter evaporation. Campbell will...
What are you doing? What happened?
Roy Campbell has been relieved of duty. This is the Secretary of Defense, Jim Houseman.
We are unequivocally fucked. As the Colonel is arrested and dragged away from his station, Jim Houseman makes one thing incredibly clear. Shadow Moses Island and every single person within it will never live to see another day. Solid Snake and Liquid Snake are nothing more than an embarrassment from the 1970s. And with this nuclear strike, the two of them and everything they've caused within these past 24 hours will cease to exist. Liquid stands before us. Solid Snake, the man who stole everything from him. Only his death can truly give Liquid the satisfaction he desires. And so finally, it is time for our true final battle. Liquid arms the explosive device, and if Snake cannot defeat him within the next 3 minutes, Liquid Snake, Solid Snake, and Meryl will all die in this very moment. Not that, you know, living is really looking like a possibility anyways. And so our final battle begins. We punch and we dodge. Atop the creaky surface of a now destroyed Metal Gear Rex, our arena is small and confined. But the battle is larger than any fight we've ever fought. Two warriors, two brothers, the sons of Big Boss. A brotherly dispute that one way or another will end with one of our deaths. As we fight and we fight, each punch bringing us closer to the end of that wretched timer with one final blow. Liquid is finally defeated. Snake runs to Meryl. He calls her name, hoping and pleading that she might just be alive. And as she speaks back, a wave of relief flushes over our hero. The two of them embrace as these last final moments, no matter what happens next, they felt each other one last time. For hours, Meryl had endured pain. She had endured torture, each moment fighting her own battle. But throughout it all, she held onto one singular hope. The hope that kept her alive. She wanted to see Snake one last time. Man, who the hell is calling me right now? Oh, never mind. Hi, Otacon.
Meryl's okay. All right. You saved her, man. Good job.
Otacon tells us of a nearby loading tunnel that just might take us back to the surface. This is our one and only chance. But for this plan to work, somebody must stay behind and hack into the security. A job that only one man can truly do. That's right. Otacon tells Snake that he's going to stay behind. Reflecting on his past, for the first time ever, Otacon is a complete person. And so Snake gives his friend one final request. Don't die on me. Escape will be hard, and who knows how much time is left. But god damn it, we have to try. We hop our way down Metal Gear Rex, and right before we leave, Snake notices his clothes and just decides to go put them on real quick.
Looking good, Snake.
Not the fucking time, Meryl. As we run to the garage, Meryl grabs some keys, and oh my god, it's a rail shooter segment. This is so awesome. Oh my god, this is so cool. Like a goddamn Universal Studios ride, we frantically make our way up the corridors, firing and exploding these guys, which, like, Liquid is dead. Who the hell are you guys taking orders from? You have got to be shitting me! Motherfucking brother piece of shit! How in the hell do you keep coming back to life? Can you please just die? Oh no!
Meryl, are you okay?
Yeah, just a little shook up.
Meryl, can you move?
It's no good. I can't move.
What happened to Liquid?
I can't see him either.
Liquid's dead. Uh-oh.
Snake! Snake!
Liquid is finally defeated. Again. Suddenly, we get a call. A call from the Colonel. The Secretary of Defense has been arrested. Yeah, so it turns out after getting in contact with the United States President, Campbell found out that everything that's happened so far, I'm talking the Metal Gear Rex project, the hiring of Foxhound, every single piece of stupid shit that's been going on was... What was that guy's name? Jim Houseman. Jim Houseman. Acting on his will and his will alone. And so finally, that evil son of a bitch has been put behind bars. Thank God. The air raid was canceled, and there will be no nuclear strike. Everyone is going to be okay. Except this bozo. Suck my balls, Liquid. The clouds are calm, and the birds begin to chirp. It's finally a new day. FoxDie killed Liquid, a man who shares Snake's genetic code. Will Snake live to see another day? For now, all he can do is live. Each person is born with their fate written into their own genetic code, a predetermined path, a life they're destined to live. This ideal, to say that genetics are the end-all be-all, would be to disregard the human spirit for everything that it is. We're human. We want to know what life we're going to live, what kind of person we're destined to be. That hope that this path will guide us to the ultimate, that ending that we all strive to discover, is nothing more than a distant dream. For DNA doesn't determine one's fate. It determines one's potential. You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they wish to live. You must live. Just live. Loving each other, teaching each other. That's how we can change the world. That's the true meaning of life. I'm taking off the headband. I don't give a fuck. This video was supposed to be a shorter project following the 2-hour-long feature film that I put out like a couple months ago. As you can see, that didn't really pan out in the slightest. Metal Gear Solid is so much. It's a story of the human spirit, how far one is willing to go to enact their ideals, what it means to be a person, and how they're controlled by the world around oneself. It's an incredibly impressive dive into the tragedy of war, the struggles of a battlefield, all while gripping you into this incredible world of psychics and clones and whatever the hell else was going on. There was a lot of stuff going on. I sit here at the end of this journey, this long adventure of Metal Gear Solid, and I am blown away. It's the kind of writing and storytelling that just feels so real, like so human. Everything from the characters to the world, it grounds you and invests you in such a way that you feel it. You feel these characters, you feel this creation. By the way, I also don't want to lowball how impressive it is to do that when you can't even give your characters facial expressions. And you take this phenomenal world, these phenomenal characters, this phenomenal dialogue, that you get a video game that revolutionized the entire medium itself. Metal Gear Solid is a generational video game. Kojima is a genius. Like, I get it. I get why people love this guy. The way he writes is just so separate from anything else I've ever seen. Am I glazing too hard? I might be glazing a little bit too hard. And when you play these games, you feel Kojima. That's not, no, don't cut that. You feel Kojima's vision. You feel what he was going for in this immersive world. It's a fucking genre-defining video game. What else do you want me to say? It's Metal Gear Solid!
Yes, sir. The entire unit was wiped out. Those two are still alive. The Vector? Yes, sir. FoxDie should become activated soon. Right on schedule. Yes, sir. I recovered all of Rex's dummy warhead data. No, sir. My cover is intact. Nobody knows who I really am. Yes, the DARPA chief knew my identity, but he's been disposed of. Yes, the inferior one was the winner after all. That's right. Until the very end, Liquid thought he was the inferior one. Yes, sir, I agree completely. It takes a well-balanced individual such as yourself to rule the world. No, sir. No one knows that you were the third one, Solidus. What should I do about the woman? Yes, sir. I'll keep her under surveillance. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. President.